Hi friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. I'm so thankful that you chose to click on this video. I am here today with my January book haul and I'm really excited. I have quite a few books that I got from the secondhand bookstore, a couple that were sent to me, and a big box of Newbery Winners that I will tell you about in a few minutes. Let's just jump right in. I'm going to start with my book of the month picks for January. I put 3 books in my box this month, thanks to some of you who clicked on that link in the description box below. For those of you who are not aware, Book of the Month is a monthly subscription where they give you 5 choices of book and you pick which one you want. If you don't like any of the choices, you can skip it. I do have a link down below that gives you a discount on your first month's box, and it also gives me a credit if you decide to sign up. So I did have a couple credits, so I grabbed a couple books. So the first one, well, let's see. The ones, I chose 2 from the January picks. The first one is Jane Harper's The Survivors. I don't really know anything about this story of The Survivors, but I do know that I really loved The Dry by Jane Harper, and I own The Force of Nature, and I own The Lost Man, her other books, and so I knew I wanted to have this one as well. This is going to take place in Australia, and I'm sure it's going to have some sort of a mystery involved. The other one that I chose from the January choices is called The Removed by Brandon Hobson, and the plot of this one sounded really interesting to me. It's based on a Cherokee family. It's an older couple and their grown kids, and I believe the husband has early onset Alzheimer's. I believe one of the sons has been shot. So they're dealing with the grief of that, and also the father having early onset, and also the father having the beginning stages of Alzheimer's. I don't know if it's early onset now that I think about it, but it just sounds really good, all encased in this Cherokee tradition. I'm just really excited about reading a book that is set in the Cherokee Nation by an author who is a citizen of the Cherokee Nation. So it is an own voices tale. It's going to have a little bit of folklore in there, but also this family drama, of the father having Alzheimer's and the son having been shot. So there's going to be a lot packed into this little tiny book, but it just sounded really good. And I just haven't read very many books by Indigenous authors or about Indigenous people, so I'm just really, really looking forward to this one. And the third one I picked was not a January choice, but I have heard about this so much. I believe mostly from Anne Bogle on the What Should I Read Next podcast. This is The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. I think you would call this a fantasy. And what I believe I don't know what actually the plot is about, but I do know that the 5 boroughs of New York City are personified in this book. And they are, I believe, the narrators of the story. So I'm not sure what exactly happens, but that alone, I've been to New York City so many times and really love the city. I love visiting. I don't think I would ever want to live there, but I love visiting the city, and I've had family members and friends who have lived there. So I'm just really excited to read a book where New York City is alive in that kind of a way. I just think it's going to be super interesting. So those are my book of the month purchases. Let me share with you the books that I found at the secondhand bookstore. I took books in for credit, so all of these except for $2. I think I went $2 over. So I paid $2 for this stack because the rest I used credit. So the first few I have are all middle grade. The first one is a Patricia Riley Giff Newbery Honor winner called The Pictures of Hollis Woods. There's no description on the back. I just know that it's a Newbery Honor. She's an author that I have really loved in the past, and so I'm eager to read more from her. I also picked up Refugee, which is a book that I've actually read before. This is by Alan Gratz, and in it we follow 3 different children who are refugees from their country. So one girl on a boat leaving Cuba, trying to get to Miami. Yosef is a Jewish boy in the 1930s in Nazi Germany. And Isabel's the Cuban girl in 1994, and Mahmoud is a Syrian boy in 2015. So we follow these 3 different stories of these 3 children who are leaving their homeland because their families feel they need to. So we see, even though they're from 3 different times and 3 different places, these similarities of what it's like to be a refugee and how horrible and terrifying and just so emotional that is. This book was fantastic. I highly, highly recommend it. And I definitely would like to read more from Alan Gratz, but I'm really glad to own this one now. I picked up Eventown by Corey Ann Haydu. I don't remember why this is on my, so when I go to the used bookstore, I open up my Goodreads want to read list, and that's the first place that I look for books, because I know that at some point these books have been on my radar, that I heard about them or they were recommended by someone. And so Eventown was on that list. I don't remember who exactly recommended this to me, but the main story is that there's these two twin sisters, and as they're getting older, they're starting to drift apart. And then in the middle of one school year, the mom decides to move their family to Eventown, which seems like such an idyllic place. But then Elodie, our main character that we're following, she starts to recognize some things that are just a little odd. All the houses are the same. There are specific rules they have to follow in Eventown. There are only 3 ice cream flavors at all the ice cream shops. There are just a couple things that feel a little bit off. So I don't know why they're off. I don't know what's going on, but I am pretty intrigued by that, and really excited that I have that. I picked up Green Glass House by Kate Milford. I have heard such praise for this one, in particular by Bree from Call Me After Coffee. Bree really fell in love with Milo and Meddy, the 2 main kids that we follow in this one. It kind of gives me Winter House vibes, in that there are puzzles to figure out, and it's in this big kind of hotel type of place. So yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what this one is about. The other 3 that I grabbed from the used bookstore are not middle grade books. So I picked up The Diary of a Bookseller by Sean Beitel. I don't even need to know anything about it, except that it's going to be stories from a bookstore from a bookseller. I'm really excited for this one, and I love the cover of that. I also grabbed The Winemaker's Wife by Kristen Harmel. She wrote a couple other books that I have. The Book of Lost Names is the one that I most recently got, and I think that's her most recent book as well. This is going to have 2 timelines. One of them is in France in 1940, at the beginning of the Second World War, and then also in 2019 in New York City. So I don't need to know too much more about it. I love dual timeline. I love World War II stories, and this was on my want to read list, so I just grabbed it. The last one I grabbed from Second and Charles is a Christian fiction called The Masterpiece by Francine Rivers. Before I started BookTube, I always said that Francine Rivers was one of my favorite authors, and it has been quite a long time since I've read anything newer by her. I am rereading the Mark of the Lion trilogy. I have the 3rd one on my pile for February. I had to turn them around because I'm not ready to share my February TBR. But yes, this is, I believe, her newest novel, and I don't know anything about it, but I've heard good things from my mother and others who still love Francine Rivers, and I'm really excited to jump back into an author who I used to say was a favorite. So I can't say that she's a favorite right now because it's been so long since I've read anything by her, but I have loved her books in the past for sure. So I'm really looking forward to that one. One more that I purchased, and then we'll get into the books that were sent to me or given to me. So the last one I picked up was just on Amazon. It's a middle grade called Malamander by Thomas Taylor. Again, I heard about this from the girls, Katie and Meredith over on the Currently Reading podcast. They are a source of recommendations for me, for sure. I really love in particular, their middle grade recommendations. I don't really match up with either of them when it comes to adult books. I do every once in a while get an adult recommendation from them, but for sure, their middle grade recommendations I love. So this, I believe, is it's a weird size. It's extra wide. Here you will meet a plucky orphan, a sinister man with a book for a hand, a mechanical mermonkey with powers of prediction, an egg that can grant wishes, and the elusive Malamander, half fish, half man, who holds the town in its deadly thrall. I'm just really excited, and they both said this was delightfully fun. So I'm really looking forward to reading that one. Okay, so those are the ones that I purchased myself, but now let's get into the ones that were sent to me. I won a giveaway on Instagram, which has been a really long time since I've won a giveaway. And this one is from Reads with Ash. I will link her Instagram account down below. So fun. I got a book and a book sleeve. Look how pretty this is. I love this white and black kind of buffalo plaid with the green inside. And then this gorgeous bookmark, which has that same plaid on the back of it. Love, love, love. So she sent me those as well as a book off my wish list. So this is Of Literature and Lattes by Catherine Ray. Catherine Ray is an author that I have really enjoyed in the past. She has written some kind of retellings of some of Jane Austen's books, but not all of her books are retellings. I really want to read one of her newest is The Printed Letter Bookshop, which I haven't read yet. And then this, I believe, is her one that came out last year of Literature and Lattes. And it just looks like a book for book lovers. So I'm really excited for this. And I forgot to show you that this has 2 pockets. So like this one is for a pen or pencil. And then here, like, so it's like separated. It's gorgeous. I love this so much. So thank you, Ashley at Reads with Ash. I will link her Instagram down below, but what a fun giveaway to win. Yay. So thankful. 2 middle grade authors emailed me recently asking if I would be interested in reading their books. And both of these sounded so good to me. So I said, yes, please. So the first one is by Nathalie Lane, and it's Alessia in Atlantis, The Forbidden Vial. Look how cute that is. This is the first in a series, and we follow Alessia, who is just really having a hard time keeping her anger under control at school. And at some point, she is attacked by a giant frog monster, and she's plunged into the underwater realm of Atlantis in an overturned boat. So when she arrives in Atlantis, she discovers that she may have some ties. Her father might have been from there. So she ends up enrolling in school in Atlantis, and just the adventure goes from there. It sounds like a lot of fun. It sounds like it's going to deal with some some legit issues like anger and how to deal with your anger and family, and but also mixed in with this fun world and this fun adventure. So I am really looking forward to that. Thank you so much, Nathalie Lane, for sending this to me. So exciting. The second book that I received from the author is Simone Lefray and the Chocolatier's Ball. Look at that gorgeous cover. And this is a rather thin novel by S.P. Farrell. In this novel, we follow Simone Lefray, who is a covert agent walking in the footsteps of her spy mother. When she's not sleuthing things out, she is working in a patisserie with her grandmother, maybe, in her father's patisserie, and with her father. So this is a fun combination of bakery and patisseries and also the mysteries and spy aspects of things all taking place in France. So it sounds like such a fun combo. Food and spies, I'm down for that. And I'm really looking forward to this middle grade as well. Thank you so much, S.P. Farrell, for sending this to me. I am really excited to read it. Middle grade March is coming up, so you'll probably see these again very soon. Okay, the last thing I have to show you. Look at this box. Oh my word. So recently I shared with you that I was getting rid of all of my Bill Bryson books. And I had a subscriber, Cammie, who said, hey, I would really love all those Bill Bryson books. Let me know how much you want for them. And then she sent me another email and said, actually, I work at a school and our library is getting rid of all of these Newbery Winners. Would you be interested in them? Like all of them. I said, oh my goodness. So I told her which ones I already had, and she sent me all the rest. So I have a box here, and stuffing. I have a box here just chock full of Newbery Winners. So I'm not going to give descriptions of all of these, but I will show you them. And I'm really excited because some of these are older ones that I don't know how I would have ever found them. I mean, I feel like I won on that deal. I sent her all my Bill Bryson books and I got a box of a gazillion Newbery books. Let me show you them. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. We've got The Whipping Boy by Sid Fleischman. This is teeny tiny. Rifles for Waddy by Harold Keith. I mean, this looks so old. I'm so excited. When did this one come out? 1957. Yikes. It's Like This, Cat by Emily Neville. Fun. I Juan de Perea by Elizabeth Borden de Trevino. I should have looked so I could tell you what year all of these won. I should do, once I put these on my Newbery shelf, maybe I'll do kind of a Newbery shelf spotlight 1 month. And kind of show you all the ones that I have. I did it a while ago, but after filling it up with all these, I'm going to have a lot more. We have Hitty, Her First 100 Years by Rachel Field. When did this one come out? 1929. 1929. I'm so excited. Very cool. This is cute. Rabbit Hill by Robert Lawson. Another super short one. I love these old books when they have like I love any book that has illustrations, but fun. That looks cute. Onion John by Joseph Crumgold. The Gray King by Susan Cooper. Dobry, I don't know how to say that, by Monica Shannon. This one is from 1934, Jacob Have I Loved. This copy is a little bit well loved from the library, so I may try to I think I could find another one of that, but Missing May by Cynthia Rylant. Gainek, The Story of a Pigeon by Don Gopal Mukherjee. When did this one come out? 1927. This is like one of the really early ones. I think that started in the 1920s. 1920 or 1922 is when the Newbery started. So I have some that are right from the beginning. Yay! The Witch of Blackbird Pond by Elizabeth George Spear. Oh my goodness. Cami. This is The Dark Frigate by Charles Boardman Hawes. 1971. Let's see. And Now Miguel by Joseph Crumgold. He's a repeat. I just said his name a few minutes ago. There's more. There's more. Oh, cool. Look at this one. The Trumpeter of Krakow by Eric P. Kelly. When is this one? This is such a cool binding. 1928. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Cami, you blow me away. Some of these are so old. This is The Matchlock Gun. The Matchlock Gun by Walter D. Edmonds. 1941. Here's the title page. So cool. Strawberry Girl by Lois Lenski. So cool. Look at that. This is 1945. Oh, I gotta really get going on these Newberys. We have The Higher Power of Lucky by Susan Patron with illustrations by Matt Phelan. I love a printed hardcover or a library binding. Love, love. I mean, look at this one. I don't know if you can see that it's embossed here with PF. This one is The Slave Dancer by Paula Fox. It came out in 1973. I'm always very curious about how books like this are gonna translate. I'm a little nervous about this one, to be honest. Some of these images are just very dark and this one's going to be a heavy one, but it did win the Newbery. I'm very curious about that. 1970s. I have The Hero and the Crown by Robin McKinley. The final one is King of the Wind, The Story of the Godolphin Arabian by Marguerite Henry. Here's the title page of that one. When was this one written? 1948. So cool. Thank you, Cami. Oh my word. I totally scored with these and you have completely filled up my Newbery shelf. I am so excited to put these all on the shelf and see how many I still need to get. It's not going to be many more because I already had a huge pile. So I just am so thankful. And when I first started this Newbery project, I wasn't thinking that I was going to purchase all of them, but now my collection is so full that I might as well try to get all of them. Why not? So thank you so much for sending me those, Cami, from the bottom of my heart. That really means a lot to me. Thank you to the 2 authors who sent me books. Thank you to Ashley for your giveaway on Goodreads. And thank you to you for watching. I'm not going to hold up all the Newbery ones, but here are all the others. I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Have you read any of these? Are you excited about any of them? What do you think? Let me know. So that is it. I would love to hear from you. Let's chat in the comments below about these books, about any other books that you have received recently that you're super excited about, or about anything else that you want to talk about. You guys know I love chatting with you in the comments. I would appreciate it if you give this video a big thumbs up. Check out the description box for links to some of these books and also links to the 2 authors and the Instagrammer who sent me kind books and other things down there like my Patreon and other ways to connect with me. I don't want you to miss out on anything fun that's in the description box. And that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all your love and support and I love chatting with you. So let's continue this conversation in another video very soon. Bye. I literally just got done filming. I just got done adding all those Newbery books to my Newbery shelf and I just got done uploading that video to my computer so I can start editing it. And I went out to get my mail. There's a book outlet box. I was not supposed to be purchasing anymore from Book Outlet for a while because I did 3 purchases between November and December. But then one of you guys used the link that's in the description. By using that link and making your first Book Outlet order, I get points and I can use those points for credits. So I got, I think, $10 off or $15 off. And in some of the boxes, they send you a bookmark with another $5 off. So I had all of this off. I'm like, why not go for it? So I kind of splurged on something that I've seen on there and I'm really excited to show you. I just got a couple books this time. 4 plus a box set. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Look at those Anne of Green Gables. I gotta open this up. Okay. The Anne of Green Gables set that I have is from the 80s and it's the mass market paperback. I will keep them forever because that's where I fell in love with Anne, through those copies. But I love Anne of Green Gables, and so having another set just seems like it's something I want to do. And I really love the paper cutout set, but I think that only has 6, where the cover looks like paper cutouts. I think they're so beautiful, but I don't think they do all 8. These ones match some of the other Ella Montgomery books that I have. I mean, I don't think I'm going to get the whole of Ella Montgomery's collection in the same matching sets because I just don't see that happening. But let me show you these. I'm trying to get them out of here. Oh, they're so pretty. I think these match my Emily ones. Maybe not. Oh my word. Okay, are you ready for this? They're beautiful. There's 8 of them. Anne of Green Gables. Oh, look at Anne and Diana. Anne of Avonlea. So cute. Anne of the Island. There she is with her bow. This is beautiful. And of Windy Willows. Windy Poplars. Should be Windy Poplars. I wonder where this is published. Virago Modern Classics. Anne's House of Dreams. Oh, it's so pretty. Anne of Ingleside. Now we've got the kiddos. Rainbow Valley. My word, they're so fun. And Rilla of Ingleside. I love, love, love these. Oh my word. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to have this gorgeous set. So thank you for whoever used my link. I appreciate you. I also picked up the second book in the Winter House series because they had it there and I really want to continue this series and I really loved the first one. And I could have listened to this on audiobook, but the first one had such great illustrations throughout and I really preferred reading it or at least listening while I looked at it. So, oh my word, so great. I don't want to spoil myself for anything. So this is going to continue the story of Freddie and Elizabeth and the hotel Winter House called Winter House. So I'm really excited for that. I've read this one already, but I did not own this edition of Goose Girl. And I have the other 3 books of Bayern in this edition. Oh man, they're gorgeous. So now I have that complete series. So again, this is one that I've already read, like the Anne series. And it's in an edition that I love, and I just now needed to complete that set, and now I have. Thank you, Book Outlet. All right, this is book 2, I think, that follows One Crazy Summer. I didn't know that One Crazy Summer was a series, and when you guys told me that, I looked right on Book Outlet, and I threw the next one in my cart. This might be 2 or 3, I'm not sure. This companion to the award-winning One Crazy Summer and PSB 11. So this must be the 3rd. Yeah, this is the 3rd one. Okay, so I still need PSB 11, but they didn't have that one on Book Outlet. So I will wait to read One Crazy Summer until I can kind of fly through all 3 of them. And the final book that I picked up this time around is The Line Between by Tosca Lee. I had heard Chantel from Chantel at An Intentional Life read this recently, and she really liked it. And I think it's like a post-apocalyptic. When winter Roth is cast out of New Earth, a doomsday cult. That's what it is, not post-apocalyptic. It deals with a cult. A doomsday cult on the American prairie. She emerges into a world nearly ravaged by a mysterious outbreak of rapid early onset dementia. So there is kind of a pandemic. So a cult and a pandemic? What? As she adjusts to life on the outside, she finds herself face to face with the apocalypse she's feared all her life until her sister shows up with a case of medical samples, which may be key to understanding the terrifying epidemic. Holy moly, that sounds like a wild ride. I just know Chantel really enjoyed it. I'm familiar with Tosca Lee, not just because Chantel talked about this book, but because I've read Iscariot by her, which is kind of a retelling or reimagining or deep dive into the psyche of Judas Iscariot. Potential, like, it's fictionalized, clearly, but I loved her take on Iscariot and I loved the writing in that one. It was so, so good. So yeah, I'm interested in reading this one. Cults, pandemic, potential apocalypse. Holy moly, I'm down for that. So yay. So here's my last minute addition to the book haul. Yikes. Go ahead and add in any comments about these ones down below as well. And I will be talking to you in another video soon. Again, I'll say it again. Bye.